Hello. Hello, Diamond Jim. Hello, Distracted Imagery, Demi. Can you guys hear me? Well, since you guys are here, I might as well find something to talk about. How was your weekend? Nice. Thanks, Jim. I'm gonna show you guys move Scout. Show you guys my foot. So can you see it? I broke my foot on Sunday. See, get my days mixed up. So yesterday. Yeah, the weekends are so fast. And you guys, since I have you guys on the line, just want to ask you, as far as like your YouTube journey, what I'm finding out is that I've got some really good followers or subscribers. Jim, you're one. Demi, you're one. But in many of the cases, I have subscribers who choose to swipe away or only choose to watch short videos. Hi, Adventures of Joy of AZ. Jim, jump in. Actually, Jim, the last time told me what the AZ meant. He said it was pretty close to, I believe, his hometown, possibly. Hot and humid. Jim's in Mississippi. I'm here in Illinois, and it's forecast. Well, it's overshadowed now. Possible rain. I'm hoping for rain, even though every time I hope for rain, it never happens. I'm really praying for rain is because it'll save me from figuring out how to water the yard plants with this broken foot. Oh, Florida sounds beautiful, Danny. My army roommate lives in Daytona. I've never been. She and I are not that close anymore, but I just every time I hear someone lives in Florida, I think of her. Hot as heck. Yeah, I would imagine it's Phoenix, Arizona. Oh my gosh. Thanks, Adventures of Joy. Um, I think Arizona is probably one of the most beautiful states I've ever visited. Let's see. I went to last April. I went to Sedona and Jerome, and there was a couple of other. We went to Phoenix, of course. We flew in and out of Phoenix. All right. So, got the weather out there. AR is Arkansas. Thanks, Jim. So, again, I'm just going to review some of the things from the first live. Um, I don't have a format down, and I've jumped on a couple of others, and they just kind of seemed spur of the moment. And this one actually wasn't a full-fledged live plan. My original plan was to do some tests with Jim, and believe it or not, bless Jim's heart, he went through 5 other tests with me today alone, just to see if I can get this new camera and equipment working. And it looks like Jim says that he has a daughter and granddaughters that live in Bradenton, Florida. If I mess that up, let me know. Looks like he lived in St. Petersburg as a kid. And speaking of places that we live in or we visited, what's your most favorite state in the state of Illinois? If you guys are all United States residents. Awesome. Thanks, Jim, for the check-in too. Looks like Demi's heard of the city, possibly St. Petersburg. or maybe even Bradenton. I don't know if I'm saying that accurately or correctly. And I don't know if I have a favorite, maybe Maine, not sure. I have never been to Maine, Demi. You traveled a lot. And that's what I love about your videos. You're always going somewhere and documenting so very well. And I especially love your videos. You're very talented as a photographer, as a videographer, as a storyteller. Um, and Jim's assets are, Jim documents a lot of history, big history buff. So if you guys go to Diamond Jim W's page, you'll see a lot of history as far as parks. I'm going to say federal parks. He does a lot of parks, and he does a lot of patriotic sharing as far as like recreations or reenactments. Demi, you've got a great son. He's taking you to every state except Alaska and Hawaii. And believe it or not, Alaska's on my bucket list. I would love to visit Alaska. I was actually asking my sister about going on a cruise maybe next year for her birthday. Right now, we're just trying to live through this economy and just pray that next year's better in regards to gas prices, plane costs, just vacation as far as like, different things that are needed for vacation. Yes, everything is super expensive. Looks like Diamond Jim, they've been to Maine for their 20th anniversary 13 years ago. Well, happy 33rd anniversary, Mr. Jim. What have you guys, can I ask, you all that are on, what's what's been the top two things that you've learned as far as yourself in regards to your YouTube journey? And if I may ask, how long have you all been on this YouTube journey? I I think I shared with you earlier. Originally, it's probably I've had a page which was weird for me, maybe 14 or 15 years. And it was just inactive, so I still can't remember actually starting the page. But I didn't fully commit until last May or June. I uploaded a video and didn't think too much of it. And then maybe a month or so later, someone commented. And so I just kind of began posting more videos after that. Let's see. Let's check this chat. Jim, big history and Civil War buff. Jim says the only state he hasn't been to yet is Rhode Island. It's on his bucket list. Demi says, I think I've been uploading for a couple of years steady. Diamond Jim, things are rough right now. Demi, what have learned? You have to understand your reason for being on this platform. That's true. That's true. And actually, I'm laughing is because it kind of reminds me of my gardening, my YouTube journey. As you guys know, I don't have a lot of yard space as far as gardening, especially with Scout owning most of the backyard. So I call it chaotic gardening. So I guess that's what I should title my YouTube channel is a chaotic channel. LOL. Adventures of Joy of Arizona says, been here since 2007, but only started uploading within the last year. Adventures of Joy, you and I sound a lot alike. And believe it or not, let's see, Jim, I'm an introvert. I'm trying to overcome that. I've been on YouTube since 2013 and I started posting just over a year ago. Jim, you and my name is, hi, Joy. Thank you. And actually, you guys, I know my channel is listed under my nickname, but my real name is actually Sherry. So thanks, Joy. So going back to, uh, and I apologize, I've got the windows open. I'm out here on the front porch. So I'll just go back to when I originally started posting. I didn't know anything as far as like the shorts versus the regular videos. So YouTube was deciding, or at least they were placing my videos into the shorts. And so for probably for the first 6 months, probably with the exception of one video, everything was going into shorts. And I don't know what I was doing. I realized that the shorts weren't going towards watch hours. Okay, Jim, let's see. Jim says, hello, Joy. Debbie says, Joy and Jim, nice to meet you. I wish you guys subscribe to each other's pages as well. You don't have to. I'm just asking is because I think that you all have some amazing content, and I just would like to ask if you could support one another. And thank you for supporting me. And Jim, you and I are a lot alike. Hi, Irish Engelpogs. That's my buddy. I too, I'm an introvert. And matter of fact, I'm a middle child. And I remember even as a kid, um, just rather being by myself in a closet reading books. And it's kind of interesting is because as far as my occupation, I'm paid to work with people, but I can't wait to return home, um, to my own home, to where I don't face people unless I want to face people. Let's see. And Miss Demi, the reason I'm doing live is, first of all, I'm just trying to overcome this or figure this out. And secondly, that's why my face is not out there for the public. I'd rather, at least keep my anonymity, um, by way of sharing just the house plans instead of myself. And in a certain respect, that's kind of, you're right. That's kind of why I hide behind videos. I rarely like to picture myself in videos. Almost 60, and many times I don't feel like doing my hair. And matter of fact, I stopped wearing makeup probably 10 years ago, unless I'm going to an event or something. Come to Ireland. We'll sure get you and everything out of the closet. You are hilarious. Irish Anglepogs. Jim, shorts do not. I had a short that had 988,000 views of the Artemis 2 launch, and I did not get 1 hour watch time. That sucks. But that's impressive. That's pretty awesome. So, Jim, is that like a rocket launch? Was that there in Mississippi, or was that in Florida? Distracted Demi. Demi, she's 66. I'll be 58 this November. My plan is to retire in 2 years, and I'm just actually had a thought about this foot break. I waited almost to 60 years old to break anything on my body. Hopefully, it heals fast. I spent a lot of time today actually napping. I had to go to the podiatrist and to it's called physical medicine. So basically, instead of crutches, I'm very, very clumsy. So I wanted one of these little knee devices that I could just support my knee as I'm like at work. So anyway, after going through those appointments today, I just came home. I was pretty conked out. So let's see. I don't do my hair either. I walk with mom. I love, love, love your videos. Let's see. I don't do hair either. It abandoned me about 10 years ago. I'll be 57. Oh my gosh. Walk with mom. My birthday's in November as well. Let's see. I'm using the GLP-1 and have lost 62 pounds, making my doctor happy. That's awesome. Walking with mom. I can't stay. I just saw you were live streaming and wanted to say hello and wish you well. Oh, you're the best. Thank you. Really appreciate it. Enjoy your evening and have a wonderful week. Hi, Lee. I'm Sherry. I don't know if you caught that. Hey, Heather. Ditto. Hi, Eagle Scout. Bobby off in dinner time. Well, thank you guys for popping on. Even though you guys are in the middle of something else, hey, I completely understand that. Life is life, and you hear me? I just can't believe we're already into June, but I'm happy that we're into June. And believe it or not, I can't wait to upload some videos as far as like my sunflowers. They are doing incredible. No, no, Heather. Actually, I was doing a test with Jim. So after the test failed, I decided to see if the live would actually work. And so this is kind of a spontaneous, on the cuff kind of thing. So I really don't have a strategy or at least a focal point of this particular live. I was just actually making sure that this new camera works. got my Timu's got my Speedos ready. You know, I hear a lot of people order from Timu, and sometimes am I'm just gonna be honest, I'm paranoid about um I'm paranoid about companies that are advertised through Facebook. And matter of fact, I'm just really apprehensive about giving my debit card or my information to some of these fly by night companies. And and don't get me wrong, I have a lot of family members and friends that have ordered from Timu and they're very satisfied with the products, but I just kind of live in my own head sometimes and afraid to, kind of take that risk. Yeah, life is going really fast. And actually, Demi, I think I've seen one of your videos to where you did some reviews about some camera bags, I believe from Timu. And what I respect about you, first of all, I think I've mentioned it, is that I think that you are an incredible artist. I don't know what your medium is, but I've seen the photography and the videos that you share. And so, of course, it would make sense that you would need a bag for that equipment. I'm not necessarily that practiced yet, so I'll probably too be needing some bags. But that's years down the line. I will never ever compare to how well you do. And hey, you guys, I know that this was unplanned and unannounced, and I just kind of roped Jim into this. And believe it or not, Jim's been on standby since probably 5 o'clock trying to get this test to work. So I don't want to hoard too much of his time. And I just want to say, you guys, I appreciate you all. And so my plan is to do an actual real live scheduled for this upcoming week. And I will try to find a topic worth discussing and maybe have a some interactiveness or more interactiveness from you channel members. And it looks like Modus Operandi 2508. I love that name. Hello. All right. So let me scan up, and I'm a visual learner. So even though I read you all's name, um, that was more that was more phonetic. So I'm visual. So I'm just scrolling up right now to make sure that I can put these names to memory. It looks like Joy. I have Joy, and I think Walk with Mom was Lee. Okay, sorry. Heather's pretty easy. Demi. So good evening, you guys. Hello. And before I end this stream, if you guys want to put into the comment section as far as chats, what would be some interesting topics? And again, I'm just open. The last actual live that I was on, it it was kind of interesting. I mean, it wasn't my plan to actually get on live, is because it's not necessarily a channel that comments that often, and I'd forgotten that I was a subscriber of their page. But anyway, the point, excuse me, the point is, it was kind of, it turned out kind of interesting for me, for the respect that someone in the audience or somebody in the comment section requested a song, an Otis Redding song, Sitting by the Dock of the Bay. And it was requested at 9:27. And so I just thought the irony was that that was my deceased dad's favorite song. And that was my deceased dad's favorite, not that was his favorite song and his birthday. But it kind of turned into like a ghost stories, by way of live. It was pretty interesting. So anyway, I don't want to be a box. I just want to find some topics that at least that would offer more commentary or more instances of just giving your input. So I am open, even if you think of something before my next actual live, just, come back and put it into the chats, and I'll make sure to review it. Stupid police violating our First Amendment, my pick. Modus operandi, there's a lot to be said, and I completely agree with you. And without saying too much, and that's kind of why I use my nickname as well, is that where I work, they're probably tracking me. And I know that sounds paranoid, but there's a lot of, I work for a branch of the federal government. And so there's been a lot of weird things that have come down the pike since January 2025. And so I just try not to attach my name to my genuine feelings, is because for some reason or another, I just think it could be held against me. Let's see. Mom would do exercise and sing to it. Heather, my mom actually used to exercise back in the 80s. And believe it or not, I remember like in fourth and fifth grade, she used to go to my grade school after school to work out to like the Richard Simmons cuts and like the Jane Fonda videos. So I remember working out like in fourth or fifth grade with my mom. Maybe that's where I get that desire or just balance with walking. Plus, I have a dog, and this dog, if he doesn't walk, he's worse than a child. I mean, he throws temper tantrums, he nags. Let's see, uh, Jim. Jim likes gardening, parks, history, nature, most everything. Jim, I think I think I agree with everything you just inserted in the comments. Jim also says I live 20 minutes from Graceland, and I'm a big Elvis fan also. Oh yeah. Actually still have my mom's Blue Christmas album downstairs. modus operandi 2508. I'm on every list. Join the club. I hear you. I violate community guidelines every day. And you know what? If I didn't need the money so badly, modus operandi, that's why I'm sticking it out for 2 more years. Let's see. I have to run. National Weather Service just issued a severe thunderstorm warning for us. So glad to chat with everyone and glad you're up and running with the new camera. Take care, everyone. All right, Jim, be safe. Thanks so much. Appreciate you. Heather, yeah, that sounds just like Scout. All right, you guys. Let's see. Take care, Jim. And Demi, I just actually saw, and I know I apologize, you guys. Let me put this out: is during the week, I usually work from like 7:30 to like 4:15, 4:30. So for the most part, come home, walk the dog, do yard work, water the plants, and so sometimes I get to my YouTube homework pretty late. And don't fret, I I do watch your videos, but many times I watch them after, maybe a couple of weeks after you've uploaded them. And so, Demi, I just want to say too that I just recently saw one of your videos where you went to New Orleans, and I too went through that cemetery, and that was some very awesome footage that you captured. Matter of fact, I had an idea to go back through some of the film that I recorded while I was there, but unfortunately, this broken foot got in my way. So I've just kind of, it's just, it takes 2 to 3 times more to do things. So I'm just trying to figure out how to kind of get things done that I need to get done and walk at the same time. Well, Demi, you're not the only one. Many of us, we're in the same situation that life is life in. And, it's wonderful to be here at this time. But on the other side of that, too, at times being here can be especially stressful, especially with the economic situation. And I'm blessed. I'm single, just scout myself. So, I'm able to help out family members, especially the younger family members with families, when it comes to like household goods. So it takes a village, you guys. So if you all are able to help some of your family members that are not as economically sound as you, not telling you what to do with your money, but everybody everybody probably can use a helping hand, even though they don't want to admit to it. All right. All right. Does anybody else want to say anything before I end the stream? I just want to say I appreciate you all. I know it wasn't planned. You saw the channel name, and I count you all as my people. And so, matter of fact, once I hang up, I'm going to go to all of your pages to make sure that you get some watch hours from me. Maybe I can do an hour each because it's not that many of you guys on here right now. So what I'll do is I'll make sure, and I don't know if all of you guys have any lives or whatever, but sometimes I'll just put a live or I'll just put a playlist on and just run it as I'm doing stuff in the house. So if you have that on your channel, or if you don't have that on your channel, you may want to add that. So anyway, not telling you how to run your channel or what to do on your channels. I was just putting out some information as far as with my limited experience, what I've learned thus far and how I've learned to participate in different ways. All right. Well, kind of quiet in the chat box, but I appreciate you all. God bless you. And hopefully we'll talk soon. Take care.